Hello and welcome to Nirmal Bang, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Hiral Dadia. We have with us Mr. Naresh Patel, Executive Chairman and MD, and Mr. Abhishek Patel, CFO at Ami Organics, joining in. Welcome to the show, gentlemen, and a pleasure to speak to you. And congratulations as well on achieving this milestone with regards to where the IPO is concerned. Overall, let's first start talking about the IPO in terms of what was the thought process to come with the IPO. Uh, Mr. Naresh, if you could just give us more details on the IPO.
Thank you. Basically, we established in 2004 as a research-driven company for large-scale production for big pharmas. And down the 17 years of time, we had developed a lot of intermediates in terms of more than 450 molecules with more than 17 therapeutic areas applications and more than 150 customers worldwide, including 25 countries. So in 17 years, we've done a lot of things in terms of infrastructure establishment, in terms of research and development, dedicated facilities. Also, we had increased our capacity. So the platform which needed for growth is really in 17 years, we had done it. And we think that now is the time came to go from one layer to another tier. And this is the reason why we decided to go for IPO and also giving exit for some old angel investors who had supported us in 2004.
Right. So with all of this, if you could just help me understand, how much money are we looking to raise? How are we going to use the funds?
In terms of IPO proceeds, we have filed a DRHP with primary proceeds of 300 crore with option of 100 crore in form of pre-IPO and 6.6 million share offered as OFS. We got the approval SEBI and we got a very good some murky name of investor for pre-IPO and we exercised that right. So now the primary portion of this IPO remains as 200 crore and secondary OFS portion remains 6.6 million shares. In terms of utilization out of 300 crore rupees proceed, we are planning to prepay debt of 140 crore. By that time, we will be net debt zero company. We have expanded our facility in terms of brownfield and acquisition in terms of Gujarat Organics. In last 3 financial year, we had a good amount of infrastructure set up in terms of R&D, existing plant capacity, enhancement and acquisition. So, and that was all done through internal accrual and the debt. So with IPO proceed, we are going to prepay all these debts. Then since we are now geared up for the growth, we definitely need a lot of working capital. So we are setting apart a 90 crore for the working capital need, out of which 50 crore is utilized in FY22 and 40 crore for FY23. And balance proceeds for the general corporate purpose and the issue expenses.
Right. So that's with regards to where utilization goes. Now let's talk about business. In terms of COVID, last 12 to 18 months have been really difficult for some sectors and companies, but specialty chemical as a space has seen demand increase. The sector has done really well. How would you describe business in terms of the COVID times?
See, during the COVID time, as we are coming into the essential services, our operations are not that much impacted because of the COVID closing and all these things. Also, because we have a long-term contract from our suppliers, buyers, Europe-based buyers, which give us a very good visibility of our orders, and also that is given us a very good planning, better planning of our supply chain as well as operation point of view, and that given us a very good
excuse me
issue. So these are giving us a very good in terms of operation point of view. It is very good visibility, and whatever the growth we had got done in this last year, it all our volume based growth. Though we are in a pharma, but our product are not going into any infectious disease kind of thing. So that has not given us any advantage to Ami Organics. But whatever we had done, our product, new product are in pipeline, and the old product growth. These are the main growth driven of Ami Organics in last couple of years.
Right. So in terms of revenue breakup, in terms of segments, if you could just help us understand what percentage of revenues come from which segments of business?
Largely till FY21 are around 85 to 90 percent of revenue comes from the pharma intermediate segment. Precisely in FY21, that was 88%. And the specialty chemical forms a small portion of our revenue, which is 5% in FY21. But now, since as of 31st March 2021, we acquired two business units of Gujarat Organics, and that is mainly into specialty chemical related to paraben, which goes into personal care, agrochem, petroleum industry. So, and that has a revenue of 106 crore in FY21 for that for their old management. So now going forward, it will become part of our business from FY22. So that shift will be around 80-20 kind of shift will be there in terms of pharma intermediate and the specialty chemicals.
Right. And overall, in terms of geographies as well, between domestic and exports, what's the breakup looking like currently?
Our 52% of revenue comes from the export business. That was the precise percentage in FY21, and 48% is from domestic business.
In geographically point of view, we are present in 4 continents out of
Correct.
North America, Latin America, Europe, and Asia. And majorly because we are making a chemical, our major product goes into the API manufacturer or final finished product manufacturer. That's why our geography will be remain in this area. And we are very densely present in all these areas.
Right. So in terms of geographies as well, overall, if you go to see, again, a lot of companies in terms of exports have now moved to India to, and the dependence has reduced in China. So how big a positive is that for our company as well?
Yeah, see, basically, China Plus One strategy started in last 2 to 3 years, but since AMI Organics is working in a very regulated market, and in our market, there is a vendor qualification system gives that any buyer of API, mostly they have 2 to 3 vendors. And as per FNS report, AMI Organic is sending 80 to 90% market share of each product which we are producing. It seems that we are much better than the China and other competitors with cost, quality management system, on-time supplies and all. So that is, we are already having a pole position in our product. Whereas the China Plus One strategy is just started, but anybody in specialty chemicals wants to grab that opportunity. But for that, you need to have a better infrastructure, chemistry at establishment, as well as investment done for this kind of research and all. So that will not giving you an immediate advantage of anyone but it will take on later on time. Definitely, it will be helping for any specialty chemicals in India if they are working on that. And since last 10 years, we are working very closely on our raw material dependency, avoiding from imports in China. And in last 1 decade, we reduced our import from 70% only 27%. In that, only 18% is only we are importing from China. So this is how we very closely monitoring and focusing on our own sustainability for the long-term goal.
Right.
So we have not only de-risked ourselves from China dependency in terms of raw material, but we also started exporting to China, and that was around 5% in FY21 of total revenue.
Right. So overall, currently, what's the kind of capacity utilization that we have? If you have to take, all the plants that Sachin, Ankleshwar, and Jhagadia into consideration?
In terms of capacity utilization, our Surat facility has a utilization of 63% as on in FY21. And the Jhagadia and Ankleshwar facility are recently acquired, and that can start giving us production from 1st April 2021. But these are very underutilized plant, and that is below 40% level.
Okay. So in the next 12 to 18 months, what's the kind of capacity utilization we are looking to function at?
So in next couple of years, we are expecting to reach it to the 80-85% of the utilizations of both all the 3 facilities.
Right. And currently, if you go to see R&D as well, that has been really strong for Ami Organics, taking into consideration the pharma intermediaries where you're present with, the diversified product portfolio that you already have, and the different therapeutic areas that you're functioning with as well. So currently, what's the R&D spend? And do you think over time it will increase as a percentage of revenues, or do you think it will remain at current levels?
At present, our spend on R&D is around 2 to 2.5% of the total revenue, and we expect to remain in a similar range only, despite of a huge growth in revenue going forward as well.
Right. And overall, in terms of where expansion goes, as we mentioned, we will be using some amount of working capital, but anything that we plan to use in terms of our expansion of plant capacity goes, or do you think what we have is enough to meet the needs for the next 3 to 5 years?
At present, whatever capacity we have available in terms of a newly acquired capacity, as well as some of the headroom available at existing facility, we are quite comfortable to cater those. We are comfortable that can sustain our revenue requirement till FY23. But beyond that, FY24 at FY25 kind of trajectory, we definitely need a additional capacity built up, and that we have already additional land available at Jagadia facility, and there we can do some brownfield expansion. But that facility need to be start constructing at least in 1 year advance, and those workings are still not finalized that. But till FY23, we are largely covered on revenue side.
Right. And do we see any benefits of the recent government PLI schemes that have been announced?
No, because none of the product is falling in PLI scheme.
Okay. And with regards to revenue growth, we've seen a CAGR growth of around 20% between FY19 and 21, and profit CAGR is of around 52%. So is this something that we will be able to maintain going ahead, or do you think we will be outperforming from here on these numbers as well?
See, if you mentioned 3 years CAGR figure for revenue and PAT, if you go back 5 years, even 10 years, the CAGR figures were even better than what it has been in last three financial year, and that is supported with our very good product pipeline. We have more than 450 products developed, and many of the products for which we are expecting patent expiry and API patent expiry in near future. And those products are having patent expiry till 2030 also. So we have a very good pipeline of product available. We have facility in place for production. We have very good QMS system, wherein we are maybe one of the only company in India having manufacturing only intermediate, and we are 2 times US FDA inspected. So we have good facility in terms of QMS. So all the launching pad is available. So we can definitely expect better growth than what we have achieved in last 3 financial years.
Okay.
Both in terms of revenue as well as the profitability.
Right. And very lastly, in terms of where the valuation of the IPO goes, where do you think we are in terms of comparison to peers?
See, in terms of peer comparison, we don't have any close peer wherein our product portfolio are quite overlapping with those players. We have competitors for each of the products. But we have mentioned some of the peer comparison in our RHP, but those are all those players are working in API segment as well. But for them, they are trading at a PE of more. Some of them are more than 50, around 60 PE. And our valuation, what we have proposed right now, is a 35 PE as against FY20 PAT.
Right.
FY21 PAT.
FY21 PAT. Right. All right. Thanks a lot, Naresh, and thanks a lot, Abhishek, for giving us these details as well. Good luck. I mean, the road seems upwards and onwards as well for the industry and for a company like yours. Congratulations. Once again, good luck for the IPO. And we will talk to you soon once the IPO opens as well, and get more details from you on who are the anchor book investors, etc. as well. But once again, stay safe. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Have a nice
Thank you.
day. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel for in-depth interviews of India Inc. and press the bell icon so that you do not miss our updates.